At just 24 years old, Victor Osimhen is looking to make over £120 million move this summer. Today we're going to look at how he got there and how he might fare in his next club, whether that be Bayern, whether that be Man United, or whether that be someone completely different. To start then, we've got to look at where he was first scouted, and it all came from the Under-17s World Cup for his home nation of Nigeria. These performances in the competition enabled him to get a 3.5-year deal in the Bundesliga for Wolfsburg, joining in January 2017 at an age of just 18 years old. But to be honest, he really struggled in the Bundesliga. It really wasn't much of a surprise given his age, but thankfully a team was on hand to help out. That's because at the end of the 2017 season, he got a loan move to the Belgian Pro League, playing for Sporting Charleroi, where he truly began to showcase his potential. Osimhen quickly adopted to the Belgian League, and his performances caught the attention of football enthusiasts around the world. During his loan spell, Osimhen made a significant impact, scoring 20 goals in 36 appearances. His lightning-quick pace, clinical finishing, and ability to create scoring opportunities made him an absolute standout player in the league. His performances not only impressed the fans, but also sparked interest from several top European clubs. Following his successful loan period, Osimhen's stock quickly rose, and in August 2019 he secured a deal in Ligue 1, playing for Lille. The French club recognised his immense potential and signed him on a 5-year contract. Many were eager to see how he would perform in Europe's top leagues, especially after what happened in the Bundesliga, and Osimhen did not disappoint. In his debut season for Lille, Osimhen made an immediate impact, netting 18 times in 38 games. His agility, technical skills, and ability to hold the ball up made him a nightmare for opposing defenders in Ligue 1. His performances not only helped Lille secure a top 4 finish in the league, but also earned some individual credits, noticeably Lille's Player of the Season in his first season. Top clubs from around the world started expressing interest in acquiring the now 21-year-old. But at the end of the day, surprisingly, it was Napoli that actually picked him up for €68 million. And to be honest, this figure is actually disputed between the clubs, and also it's still not completely played out, but we'll leave that for another video. Unfortunately, his debut season at Napoli was not without disruption. He faced injury setbacks, struggled to find consistent form. This all limited his playing time on the pitch. And for a record signing for Napoli, it's not what the fans wanted to see. However, despite the difficulties, he still managed to demonstrate flashes of his excellence that we've seen in Ligue 1. Towards the tail end of the season, he actually got back to full fitness and managed to settle in the team a little bit more. He ended up scoring 11 goals, but this was completely trumped in the next season, in 21 to 2022, where he scored 21 goals, almost doubling his goal tally due to being fit. This is where the fans really started to see this is why they paid so much for him. This is the potential this kid has. But that was literally nothing compared to what was coming in the next season of 22 to 23. His latest season, scoring 38 goals in 48 games, as Napoli cruised to a Serie A title, a title they haven't won in 33 years. You've probably seen the celebrations in the street. It means so much to the club. But of course, talent like that, mixed with achievements like that, that's going to lead to some eyes on him, and this is where we're up to in the current summer transfer window. Currently, he's being linked with every one of the powerhouse clubs in Europe. Bayern Munich, Man United, Liverpool. But to get him, they're going to have to pay about £120 million or more. It really is unknown how much he can go for, because a player on this trajectory, it's not easy to occupy him. And because of what he's just done for Napoli, they definitely don't want to let him go. The powerhouse teams that stand out to me most that need a forward would be Bayern Munich and Man United. Under Ten Hag, United were often found playing Wout Weghorst at striker. That's not good enough for a team wanting to win the Premier League. And it's pretty much the same at Nagelsmann's Bayern Munich. They were playing with Eric Choupo-Moting up front. Now, he did a fantastic job, but again, these players aren't on the level of Victor Osimhen, and they can really take them to Champions League and league titles. But it's important to know, what is he actually going to bring to these teams? What can he do, or what can't he do? Clinical finishing is probably at the forefront of what Osimhen offers the most, and it's going to be key in any team. But specifically for Bayern Munich, they have so much of the ball. You're not looking for someone to run in behind. This is one of their issues with Randal Kolo Muani, obviously heavily linked with him, but the concern from the board is that he's used to running in behind defenders, where Bayern are going to have the ball in there already. They need someone that's more clinical. They need someone that can finish it off. Man United are in a similar but not the same position, where they have so much talent surrounding their forward position that they need a clinical finisher that can finish off most of the chances that Rashford or Fernandes will be making for them. Now, this is going to be key. One huge upside I'd see if he did move to Man United is that physical presence he brings. He's about 6'2" and can really hold up the ball well. This is going to be particularly crucial in the Premier Premier League, where it's so highly contested. It's a very physical league. And that's why I think if I had to put money down, I would probably say he's going to move to a Premier League team. Now, the other team that are interested in a forward this year, Chelsea. Now, I have just signed Nkunku from Leipzig, and he can play as a forward role, but I wouldn't call him an out-and-out number 9. And this is where I think he could link up with Osimhen exactly as they'd expect and as they'd need to really progress. For a team that finished so poorly in the Premier League, Chelsea would be a fantastic destination for him to land. The only issues I see with Chelsea are, can they afford him? Yes, they've just signed a lot of players to Saudi Arabia, but does that open up enough money for 120 million without breaking financial fair play rules? And then on top of that, strikers at Chelsea, they just don't do well together. Throughout history, we've seen some of the best strikers in the world go to Chelsea and just crumble. Whether it's the pressure at the bridge or whatever it might be, they just do not perform well at Chelsea. It's important to remember that this kid is just 24 years old and he is already this good. There's so much progression he can make, especially with the trajectory he's already been on. But playing in the Premier League comes with such a different type of pressure. And if you're arriving after paying £120 million for them, the fans will expect an immediate effect. And this isn't always possible. Now, I think he has absolutely every attribute that would work well in the Premier League and maybe could slot in immediately like Erling Haaland did. But one thing that Osimhen has in abundance is speed and agility. And this really can be taken away from the player in the Premier League as defences are more physical. They'll try and break you down before you get a chance to run onto the ball or run into space. Now, I don't just want to talk about the Premier League because he could very much well end anywhere around the world. PSG have so much money that they could go out and get him. They've just let go of Messi. Neymar might still move. Mbappe could even move, for example. He could be at the front of PSG's line. He's already done really well in League One and he's coming back an even better player. On top of that, Real Madrid, they are without Karim Benzema. He could easily slot in there, play next to Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. Overall, we've seen this guy progress from the Belgian Pro League into League One, into Serie A to win it with a team that haven't won it in 33 years. Now his next step, it's going to be to one of the top 6 clubs in Europe. I don't know where he's going to go. Let me know where you think he'll land and let me know if you think he'll be a flop or not. For me, I think he's going to be an absolute hit wherever he lands. He seems like the type of lad that can handle that sort of pressure. He's got every attribute that he needs to work in any of the leagues in the world. As I said before, I'd like to see him at Chelsea. I'd like to see how much he'd improve that team and the players around him. Instead of that, if he ends up at Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, he's going to be going for goal records. Maybe not first season, but second season. And I'm not talking, top scorer in the league. I'm talking top goal scorer ever for that club in a single season. I genuinely think he has that much talent. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. This is something a little new for me. So if you did enjoy, please let me know you've enjoyed it. Or if you didn't at the same time, let me know. And it'd be good to know, why you didn't like it or you don't want to see them. But please drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, all the best to you. Cheers.